The Torah tells us, Achrei Hashem Elokeichem telchu. Follow Hashem your God. Our sages point out that it's impossible for a human being to follow the divine presence. After all, it is said about Hashem, He is a consuming fire. Rather, our sages explain that the verse means to tell us, just as Hashem clothes the naked, visits the sick, comforts the mourner, and buries the dead, so too you should do the same. There's another verse that says, Zeh Keli Vanvehu. This is our God, glorify Him. The sage Abba Saul explains the word Vanvehu to mean Ani Vehu, me and God. You should be like God. Just as God is merciful and compassionate, so too you should be merciful and compassionate. So we have here two verses, both of them explained by our sages to mean that we should be like God. We should be merciful and compassionate, and we should do acts of kindness like God. The question is, why do we need two verses to teach us the exact same thing? My Rebbe Rav Asher Weiss Shlita explains that these are actually not the exact same thing. Rather, they're two aspects to kindness. They're two sides of the same coin. One is the emotional side, the feeling, mercy and compassion. The other side is the acts of kindness, the practical side, doing those acts. There are some people that their heart aches when they see their friend in pain, but they do nothing about it. Be it because they dedicate themselves to Torah and they think they're not obligated to do acts of kindness. Be it that they're lazy or any other excuse. Then you have people that dedicate themselves to doing acts of kindness, giving charity, helping the poor, helping the needy, helping people that are ill, and many other ways of doing acts of kindness. But they don't do it because they feel for others. Rather, they do it because God commanded us to do acts of kindness. Or worse, they do it for status. They do it for their own personal benefit. What our sages are teaching us, that the Torah is telling us, that kindness is not just emotion. Kindness is not just action. Rather, it's a combination of the two. You need the emotional part, you need the feeling. You have to feel mercy, compassion, and then you also have to do the acts of kindness. The verse tells us, V'chi yamach achicha imach, if your friend, if your brother will become poor with you. The Ksav Sefer explains the word imach, with you, is that the Torah is telling you the first step is when he becomes poor, it's with you. You feel his pain. You feel like you're in his situation. And then you go on to help him. So there are two parts to kindness. You start off with the feeling, the compassion for others. And then is when you go and you help him, when you do the acts of kindness. And the combination of the two, that is true kindness. Good job.